So the decade is finally over, and I know what you're thinking. Anime is old. Can you believe that the very first anime came out in the year 2010? Everything before that was just filler. In fact, you didn't even exist. Nobody existed, not even boomers. Okay? Boomers don't exist, and they won't hurt you. But anime will, and I've been with anime for over a decade. And like an abusive boyfriend, he just continues to me. Sometimes he'll give me flowers, and then he'll me. Now I'm going to tell you my story with anime throughout the decade, and how they me. So before I even start, we have to go back to 2009. I know I said nothing existed before 2010, so you must be very confused. Well, that's because I lied. Just like anime, they always make these promises, but they're never real. Anyways, back in 2009, there was a great anime movie that came out. It was called Afro Samurai Resurrection. As a young lad at the age of 7, it was mind-blowing. I spent my formative years on that anime, which is why the biggest disappointment of the decade is that there still isn't another sequel to Afro Samurai. Resurrection left me for a cliffhanger, and I've been waiting for 11 years. I miss you, Afro. My mom also misses you. You'll come back in the next decade, right? He's never going to come back, isn't he? Huh? At 2010, I was the rightful age of 4 when I was first exposed to anime titties. In fact, you can basically summarize that entire year of me just beating my fucking dick to hentai all the time. So when anime started having actual nipples, I started another genocide. Because in terms of fan service, 2010 was like the golden age of incredible ecchi. Seikon no Quasar, Ladies vs Butlers, Kiss Assist, Ikitosen, Ichiban, Yosuke no Sora, Model 2 Love Ru, Hyaka Ryorin Samurai Girls. I would absolutely cheat on Naruto Shippuden, who was giving me the filler treatment with these girls. Now obviously, there were other, more sophisticated and intelligent anime. But you have to understand, I had a small pea brain filled with cum, so I didn't give a shit about those more intelligent animes. So I compromised with Highschool of the Dead. It was an anime about beautiful women with giant flopping titties killing zombies. There was nothing more to it. But you made a huge impact, Daisuke Sato. Rest in peace. But that wouldn't be my favorite anime from 2010. That belongs to Katana Gatari. An anime where each episode was an hour long, but that only meant more Togame. And Togame was bae. Now I'm not going to go into too much detail about every anime I liked over the decade, because then this video would be an hour long. And I don't have a Togame to keep your genitals interested. At age 26, when my libido finally calmed down, I started to ease my way into a more serious relationship with anime. So that's why I didn't watch Madoka. After all, you should never stick your dick in crazy, which is why I stuck my dick in Mirai Nikki. Now I believe this was a lot of people's first exposure to yandere, and the awakening of a fetish that would forever cripple the social skills of many healthy weebs. This was also when I started my interest in the Battle Royale genre, which led to Fate Zero, an amazing visual experience that you would think came out later in the decade. But no, it was 2011. So many people were forming conspiracy theories that Ufotable was laundering money on behalf of the Yakuza. But they probably just had a great accountant. Speaking of accountant, Nichijou also gave 2011 a run for its money, but Kaiji decided to gamble it away. So now we have to travel back in time to an anime that defined shonen. Hunter x Hunter. No, not that one, the 1999 version. That was an awesome anime. That was gone too soon. Yeah, they rebooted it with a new studio, but nobody liked Hunter x Hunter during 2011. Hunter x Hunter would have a rough start trying to win back its boomer fans, but I anticipate that they'll love it in the next 2 years. Around this time, I learned how to brush my teeth. I was 14. Trying to get myself involved in the teething community, I seeked out Nisei Monogatari. But I didn't watch Nisei, because people kept her behind the gate. I didn't even know she existed, and by the time I did, she was already out of my league. So I just stalked her instead of actually watching her. I know everything about her, and yet I've never met her. So I moved on to another, which around the time I was into viral music videos, especially Call Me Maybe. So this anime fulfilled my need for human death. Because there was one anime that stood out amongst the rest. Even though 2012 was filled with all sorts of bangers, that anime became a meme. It was Sword Art Online. Everyone was into Sword Art Online. The anime had it all. A main character in all black, and beautiful busty teenagers that every creep wanted to see get So I thought I was special because I didn't like Sword Art Online. So I watched Shinseki instead. But I got angry because Squealer did nothing wrong. So I got some bombs and planned to blow up the kingdom. This would destabilize our central religion of SAO and create a bunch of cult followings. I would have ended the world like the Mayans wanted, and I would have gotten away with it too if it wasn't for those meddling kids. At the age of 9, I got bailed out of jail by my big brother. Well, only after he, gave me his big juicy thick cock and drenched me with his hot sticky cum until I'm gasping for air. There, I f***ing said it! But anyway, other than that, I was living life as a reformed normie. I didn't even look at anime. She wasn't worth my time. Even if she did become an idol, I didn't give a shit about her. Until I was given a grim reminder. Everyone was into her. She was drop dead gorgeous, and everyone at my McDonald's was talking about her. But she used to be mine. I used to be with her when she was going through her awkward phase. I guess when she was finally free of me, she got to spend that golden time with her own crowd. But joke's on her, I'm going to kill that bitch.
Now today I want to talk about an issue that affects us on a global scale. Weeaboos.
When I finally reached the age of 18, anime started going to space. She thinks she's so smart and classy, but deep down I know that she's a huge slut. She was basically a parasite leeching off her fans' Patreons. But in order for me to go to space, I needed money and clout. So I started working. First I tried the anime industry, but they literally pay you in anime girl panties that will never have a season 2, so it's worthless. Then I tried the amusement park, but I got fired because I have a criminal record. So I tried to be a volleyball player. I was pretty bad at it, but you know what? Baby steps. Except I never got better. I was getting depressed, so I started to become edgy. No, edgier, like you're trying to unravel why you're such a huge disappointment. So I saw that there was an exterminator role on Mars. I got the job, and even though tons of my friends died in horrific ways, I finally got to see her again. She was beautiful. I thought it was fate, so I stayed the night with her, and we committed some deadly sins. Although she had her creepy quirks and a weird phase that she had to grow out of, she was still bloody amazing. We went on many dates together, cooked together, and even made music together. But not to mention, we reached another golden age in lewds. It was super! Sometimes all she needed was one tug and I was gone. There was so much sex, I thought we were going to have kids. We almost went to prison for having sex in gangsta territory. She was a gentle soul at work, but a monster in bed. I was her overlord, and she was my Charlotte.
走れソリよ風のように月見原をパドルパドル
極めて不愉快ですよね。
The honeymoon phase was over, and even though she was still funny, she had a pretty dark past. Turns out she lost a lot when she was young, to the point where she went psycho at some point. I took off my rose-colored glasses and realized that she wasn't the same. I wasn't sure how to feel about her, but at least she had a nice butt. To be honest, I didn't think I would ever meet anyone else, so I decided to put a diamond on her. So I took her ice skating, but I saw her kiss him and not me. She decided to leave me for a real hero, and that hero was Amelia. Turns out she was into Yuri. I fell into an abyss when she watched my anime recommendations with another girl. That girl was a dragon maid. How was I supposed to compete with a dragon maid? I was so angry that I became a sadist at my work. When surprised, I got fired and became a NEET. At that point, I became a bitter little edgelord and wanted to bully girls. especially those e-girls on Twitch, since they reminded me of her. I just wanted to start a new game, so with a recommendation from my witch grandma, I joined the Navy SEALs. I gave my heart to my commander, and when I passed basic, I got sent out on a tour around the world. The world was truly beautiful and wholesome. Finally, I was free from the drama that comes from anime, and decided to spend it together, camping and cracking a cold one with the boys. Yuru Camp was wonderful, and it might not be the most innovative or the most exciting. It was what I needed to reevaluate the life I lived while I was on tour. And even as I was taking shelter from falling rocks and the heavy rain, writing letters to my girl that I could never see again, I always look forward to hanging out with my golden bros down in Antarctica, but sometimes I imagine myself as a dad, with a 9-to-5, taking care of a daughter that I need to protect from those goblins. But that was just a fantasy I was having, while I was being tortured.
You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking.
After I got discharged and became a cripple, I seeked her out once again. This time, she was a mystery. I couldn't figure out if she liked me or not, but I did remember a promise we made a long time ago, that she would be back better than ever. And well, that was only half true. Although it was fun at first, it just wasn't the same. Maybe someone else could love her like I used to, but that wasn't me. Even if she cloned herself 5 times and tried to appeal to my early 2010 kinks, I just can't bring myself to continue it. As I continued to curl like I was a Viking beast, I finally realized the truth that I've been avoiding all this time. That your life is your own, and no one else can tell you how to live your own life. And that's why Attack on Titan is the anime of the decade.
Yeah, your dad's never coming back.